Hey guys, Marissa from MW Astrology, and this is the chart of tomorrow morning's new moon in Scorpio. We are solidly in Scorpio season right now. We have the sun and the moon meeting up at 9 degrees of Scorpio tomorrow morning, November 1st. Scorpio energy is fixed water energy, meaning water signs deal with life, experience life through the emotions. And when it's a fixed sign, those emotions run really deep. So Scorpio feels things very deeply and holds on to them. And at times, the intensity of those emotions can be almost overwhelming. We all have Scorpio somewhere in our charts. So we all have this energy. Scorpio's underlying motivation is to feel safe. And while we all need that sense of security, for Scorpio, it is the primary motivation. That strong desire to avoid feeling vulnerable, to feel secure and safe. Now, the way that the energy will express depends on how the individual chooses to express it. The lower expression of Scorpio is that classical scorpion hiding in the corners, never revealing its true self, trying to control the external conditions, trying to make itself feel safe by creating a sense of organization, or trying to lock down, densify, manage external conditions. Taken to the extreme, this can be manipulative, this can actually be lying, this can be gaslighting people, this can be refusing to acknowledge truth. Staying so deeply recessed in the shadows that no one gets to actually see who you truly are. Again, that's the lower expression of Scorpio. Now, of course, it doesn't work because that's a lot of energy to keep repressed, and that's a lot of effort to try to control external conditions that are inherently uncontrollable. Right? And so that the desired sense of security never really manifests. But a lot of times this energy gets stuck in the pattern. Fixed sign, doesn't really know how to change, doesn't really want to change, right? And the other piece of it is the prospect of being open and vulnerable is so uncomfortable that Scorpio energy hides from that. It's just too risky to be seen fully. Scorpio, however, desires to be intimately connected to those that it's in relationship with, right? This deep fixed water doesn't want to just be superficially involved with others. It desires a soul connection, a deep knowing. And in order to have that, there has to be vulnerability. And that's the conundrum that Scorpio energy often finds itself in. It is so uncomfortable with the thought of being fully seen that it hides and then tries to control external situations. It creates an illusion of security by doing those things, which ultimately winds up not working. So this new moon is a great time to initiate new patterns because there is a higher expression of Scorpio. The lower expression kind of falls into the Scorpion realm. The higher expression falls into the Phoenix realm. And Phoenix is one of the symbols for Scorpio. Scorpio has multiple symbols. It is the only sign with multiple symbols, which reflects the transformative potential of this sign, the ability to transcend how it previously managed its life and move to a different level, a new version, a higher expression. Scorpio energy is caterpillar into butterfly energy, right? And when the butterfly comes out of the cocoon, there is nothing left of the caterpillar that went in. So when Scorpio transforms, lets go of old patterns, stops self-sabotaging, recognizes its own inherent empowerment, it stops trying to control those external conditions, it invests in its own well-being, its own power, it is able to master the sense of discomfort that comes with being vulnerable in order to create an environment that allows intimacy. That is the higher expression of Scorpio, the transformative. And there is no other sign that is able to do that. So the phoenix rises from the ashes of the old version of itself, and it starts a new adventure. This is the time to recognize your old patterns, your hiding, your discomfort with being honest about your expressing your power, not power over, but self-empowerment, that understanding of your own agency, that you are capable of handling anything that comes at you. And this is being supported by a beautiful trine to Saturn. Saturn is at 12 degrees of Pisces. It's 120 degrees from this Sun and Moon at 9 degrees of Scorpio. Saturn in Pisces, Saturn is supporting the release of old patterns that are no longer necessary, that are no longer effective, that are sabotaging you from what and keeping you from what you truly want. Saturn is saying, all right, grow up. You can do this. You have acquired an awful lot of wisdom. You are a powerful being. You have handled everything that has come to you thus far. You can handle feeling uncomfortable with your emotions. You can handle being vulnerable and being seen fully by those that you care about in order to create conditions of intimacy. So be willing to acknowledge where you're hiding yourself, what parts of yourself you're sequestering away, and bring them out. Allow yourself to know yourself as the fully empowered being that you are. This is also being supported by a lovely grand trine. We have in water signs, so we have Mercury at 28 of Scorpio. It is trining Neptune at 27 of Pisces, and Mars at 29 of Cancer, all water signs, so emotions are flowing easily with a grand trine. The way you think and the way you speak is connecting easily with your higher self, your creative vision for yourself, your divinity, and it is supporting the way in which you meet your needs and the way in which you care for yourself. So this is an awesome supportive aspect to making these changes, okay? But the other thing with this particular lunation, this new moon, is that it requires a lot of balancing because there are 3 oppositions here. So Mercury, how I think, how I communicate, my logical self, is opposing Uranus in Taurus. Uranus has been going through Taurus since 2018. But here, what it's saying is, what mental ruts are you getting yourself into? And let's bust out of them. Let's start exploring what's possible for us. Listen to your words. Listen to your thoughts. Pay attention to where you limit yourself, because the thing about Uranus is it will not accept a limit. Uranus expects freedom and a unique approach. So those insights that will come to you, and they will come to you, don't dismiss them. There are a lot of opportunities here to do things in a new way, to think about things in a new way that is more self-affirming for yourself. So be willing to explore that. The other opposition that's requiring balance is Venus, how I relate to my important others, as well as what do I value. And it's opposing Jupiter, the planet of expansion and growth. So look to your relationships, consider how you can grow through them and within them. And are your behaviors actually reflecting the things that you say matter to you, the things that you value? Because that is also part of this theme, right? Walking your talk, as it were. And finally, we have Pluto opposing Mars at 29 degrees of Cancer and Capricorn. On November 19th, Pluto's going to be leaving Capricorn for our lifetimes, moving into Aquarius for about 20 years. Mars will also be heading out into Leo. This particular opposition is going to be with us for about 6 months because Mars is going to be going retrograde in December, and I'll talk about that more in the future. But know this, Mars is how you get your needs met. It's also how you express your anger. Pluto is about control or self-empowerment. It is the ruler of Scorpio. So are you empowering yourself, honoring your unique needs, going about things in a way that is self-affirming? Or are you trying to control conditions, control situations, repressing your anger? This particular opposition, which will be exact on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, has the potential for a lot of volatility. People can double down, and a lot of repressed anger can be coming up. You don't have to, participate in every argument you're invited to. It would be really beneficial to know about the potentials, recognize where there might be explosions, as it were, and maintain a peacefulness to the extent that you're able. Take care of yourself. Mars in Cancer is about really legitimate, 100% consistent self-care. When you feel cared for, you feel secure. When you feel secure, you feel empowered. All of this is working towards your empowerment. So good luck. I wish you the best. Take advantage of these energies because there's a lot of potential here for transformation and being able to create a life that you really want. So don't settle.